So tell us about AI agents, and then maybe get into what it means to have decentralized execution and utilization layer for these agents.
So, just for everybody who's listening, an AI agent, let's think of it as software that leverages AI. And when we say AI for the moment, the agents that are the hottest right now are the ones that are using large language models. So think of a chatbot. If you build software around a chatbot so that it behaves sort of in an autonomous kind of way, it's able to do some planning and then execute on a task, let's call that an agent. There are multiple variations. We have computer vision, and if you wrap your software on computer vision, you could call that an agent. If you put that agent in hardware, we could start talking about robotics. But the simplest way to think about an agent is really software that we wrap around artificial intelligence and specifically these language models. So the simplest implementation of an agent is where you enter a prompt and that prompt executes on something. So I would like a quote every day that inspires me to start my day. So I write that prompt into my large language model, and then I scaffold that with some other instructions, software instructions for how I get that message delivered to me, whether that's in an app or maybe I just open up, one of the products, right? The GPTs, that's what we've been calling them. And so that's how you might start interacting with an agent. Now, the reason we're talking about agents now and why they're hot is because agents specialize, right? So if you're working with an agent that does something very specific, that agent can get very, very good at doing something specific. So my favorite example is something like airline travel. You would have an agent that helps you plan an itinerary. Now, that's a task that does require specialization because if you're going for a bachelorette party, or if you're traveling with your elderly parents or with your kids, all of those are quite different itinerary. So you want to have some sort of specialization on what are the things that will make that a successful trip. So that's one agent. Now, you also now want to make some bookings. You need to book some accommodation and you need to book some travel like flights. Well, those platforms right now use dynamic algorithms. So wouldn't it be amazing if you had an agent that could support you in that process, that would be good at interacting with those different websites, getting all the right information, and then learning the timing for when to do the right booking so it maximizes whatever your objectives are, let's say, to get you the lowest price. And that's a specialized agent. And then finally, you might have a specialized agent that's really good at managing your wallet. So you might have different credit cards, different types of accounts, even different types of currencies, right? So I'll throw out digital currencies because that's an option. You might have an agent that specializes in dealing with your wallet. Now, the art of booking a trip would involve you typically in a SaaS model going from one task with one bit of software to another task with another bit of software. But the promise of AI is that we can knit together these different activities so that this happens in a seamless way. And these three specialist agents in our framework, we call them a collective. This collective would be your travel collective, and it would be able to knit together those different tasks and those different specialized agents in a way that makes a really seamless experience for the user that still, as the user, you would interact with in a conversational way.
Very cool. So yeah, so agents act autonomously, and so that's what makes them a little bit different from the continuous kind of conversation that we have with an LLM. So often LLMs are used, as you said, to power some of the capabilities of an AI agent. And that's what makes it so easy to now suddenly interface with them. And I think that's why they're so hot right now, because we can use an LLM as a natural language interface. And then the agent can use information from the LLM to go out on, say, the web and come up with an itinerary for you. It could use its LLM weights, I guess, maybe to come up with the itinerary. And then subsequently, like you said, the word scaffolding there, I like that. So I'm guessing that's the kind of thing that ChainML helps with, is providing things like that scaffolding to allow you to have this agent be working autonomously, not just while you're in that conversation with it. So if you ask the agent to every day provide you with some inspiring quote, then that's what makes it different. So if you go into ChatGPT or Claude from Anthropic and you go in manually every day and you ask for an inspirational quote, that isn't an agentic AI situation because it's just reacting to you. It's just having that conversation with you at that instant. But if you can say to natural language to an agent, say, I want to have an inspiring quote every day, and then it is pushing to you, say via email or SMS or whatever you prefer, pushing that to you automatically, then it is an agent.
Right. And maybe one layer before that level of automation, if you think about the
Mhm.
GPT store, where it's really just it's a function. You pull down an agent to perform a function. So it's not yet automated, it's not being, automatically delivered to you via an app. At that point, those are agents too, but you have to do the work of going to get it from the store and then incorporating it into your workflow. You know, Anthropic also now has a store, and I believe they call them projects at this point, but we're all sort of leaning towards this idea of having a marketplace where you have multiple itinerary agents, right? So anybody can do that now, especially with the no code solutions. Anyone can go and build an itinerary agent. And if you're particularly good at building one for, a family with small kids, you would put up your agent in the store. Now, where Theoriq, the product that ChainML Labs has built, where Theoriq really shines is how would you make a decision about which agent to use? So you've got access to this GPT store or the projects or Hugging Face or a platform that has multiple different agents. How do you make a decision about which is the right agent for me to use in this collective? And what we've built is a protocol that has some mechanisms for that to happen in an assisted way. It's an automated way, but let me for now call it an assisted way.